Hi folks, Livio Regano with tonight's weather. Well, thunderstorms have contracted mainly to the inland tropics and should soon disappear altogether. Over the next 24 hours, we're expecting cooler winds from the south to drive out the worst of the heat from southern and central Queensland, while the north continues to sweat it out. Today's temperatures weren't too pleasant unless you've been sitting under a sprinkler all day, tops reaching the high 30s, and last night was positively sultry. On the satellite loop, there was a surprising amount of cloud today, considering it was meant to have been clear, at least over southern Queensland, where we've had all this dry air. We even had a fire weather warning in the southeast. But what happened? All the cloud that's blown off from the storms in the west has been caught in by the upper westerly winds and brought in the opposite direction from what most of our clouds come from. They, of course, didn't produce any showers, but we did have a few sort of borderline storms just around the inland tropics, some of them reaching the coast, very few. Today's chart now, that's the trough. It's straddling the coastline. It marks the boundary between the moist, warm air to the eastern side, which is now mostly offshore, and the much drier, cooler air coming in. It hasn't cooled down yet, simply because the origin of this air is still over the hot plains over New South Wales. But on tomorrow's chart, you can see how the weather systems shift. We've got a low now in the Tasman Sea, a high up against it, a much cooler southerly flow entering Queensland, and on the outlook chart, that southerly wind kicks in right through to the inland tropics, but further north will remain very warm, unfortunately. Now the latest from the Weather Bureau, the boating forecast for Mackay waters, southwest to southeast, 15 to 20 knots tomorrow, just 10 to 15 on Friday from the east-northeast, and on Saturday, northeast 15 to 20. We've got our cruisy twice monthly half-moon neap tides at the moment, so there isn't a huge difference between tomorrow morning's low tide and the afternoon peak. The Central Coast and Whitsunday is a chance of a late coastal storm, and there'll be a high fire danger. Mackay 21 to 30 degrees, a little bit cooler. Bowen and Proserpine 32. Central Highlands and Coalfields fine, though a little bit of cloud remaining, with Emerald and Claremont reaching a more comfortable 30 degrees and Moranbah 33. Looking ahead for Mackay, slightly cooler from tomorrow through Saturday, with tops around 30, then becoming hot quite quickly again on Sunday, with the chance of a thunderstorm on Monday. And that's all I have for you on this midweek evening. I hope you've enjoyed the weather, and as always, I thank you for watching 7 Local. I'll be back tomorrow with more on the same topic. I hope you can join me then, but for now, it's back to the team.
Hey, wonderful, Liv. Good on you, mate. Thank you very much for your cup of tea, folks. A reminder, if you'd like to watch anything again, catch up on our 7plus app or our page, 7news.com.au. See you tomorrow night. Good night.